What would you do if the person who swore to love your family erased the one you loved most? My name is Lily, and at 16, I thought I knew what loss felt like when my mom died. But I never imagined her memory could be stolen too until my stepmom, Claire, came into our lives and set fire to everything I held dear. This is the story of how I fought to keep my mom's light alive, how a stranger helped me see the truth, and how my dad learned the cost of his silence. 5 years ago, cancer took my mom. I was 11, too young to grasp the permanence of it, but old enough to feel the ache of her absence every day. Mom was the heart of our home. Her laughter filled the kitchen. Her sketches covered the fridge, and her old Polaroids captured every silly moment of our lives. After she was gone, Dad and I clung to those photos like lifelines. They were proof she'd existed, proof she'd loved us. But then Claire entered the picture, and everything changed. Claire was charming at first, all smiles and promises to help us heal. Dad, desperate for a fresh start, married her within a year. I wanted to believe she'd fill the void, but something about her felt too polished, too calculated. By the time I was 14, I noticed how she'd flinch when I mentioned Mom's name. "Lily, let's focus on the present," she'd say, her voice sharp like a blade wrapped in silk. Soon, Mom's name was unspoken. Her sketches vanished from the fridge, and her photos were tucked away in boxes. I thought that was the worst of a tunnel the day I came home to smoke. I was 15, trudging home from school, when I smelled it, acrid, biting like burning paper. My heart sank as I ran to the backyard. There in the fire pit, flames devoured a pile of Mom's photos, her smile, her eyes, our camping trips, her hand holding mine. Claire stood over the pit, tossing in another stack, her face calm, as if she were burning old receipts. "What are you doing?" I screamed, lunging for the photos. She grabbed my wrist, her grip cold. "It's time to move on, Lily. This is for your own good." I yanked free, salvaging a single scorched Polaroid of Mom laughing in a sunflower field. Tears blurred my vision as I ran to my room, locking the door. That night, Dad came home. I showed him the photo, my voice shaking. "She burned everything, Dad. Everything." His face crumpled, but he didn't confront Claire. Instead, he muttered, "She's trying to help us, Lily. Let it go. Let go." How could I let go of Mom's face, her voice, her love? Claire had banned Mom's name, calling it disrespectful to her new family. Dad, spineless, agreed to keep the peace. I felt betrayed, like he'd traded Mom's memory for Claire's approval. For months, I hid that last photo under my pillow, whispering Mom's name like a prayer. Claire's rules tightened. She replaced Mom's old curtains, threw out her favorite mug, and forbade me from talking about her. I was suffocating, my grief locked away like a crime. Dad's silence grew heavier, his eyes avoiding mine. I started sneaking out to the library, searching for ways to preserve memories. That's where I met Ms. Harper, the librariana woman with gray streaks in her hair and a quiet strength that felt like Mom's. Ms. Harper noticed me scanning old photos on the library computer, trying to restore the scorched Polaroid. "Who's this?" she asked, pointing to Mom's smiling face. I hesitated, Claire's rules echoing in my mind, but something in Ms. Harper's kind eyes broke the dam. I told her everything: Mom's death, Claire's cruelty, Dad's cowardice. She listened, her face softening with understanding. Then she handed me a small, leather-bound journal. "Write her story," she said. "No one can burn words in your heart." That journal became my sanctuary, filled with every memory of Mom. I could recall her love for sunflowers, her terrible pancake flips, her bedtime stories. One day, Miss Harper revealed her own loss. "My sister passed when I was your age," she said, her voice steady but heavy. "Her husband tried to erase her too, but I kept her alive in stories. You can do the same. Her words lit a fire in minute, the kind that destroys, but the kind that builds. I started writing furiously, piecing together Mom's life. But then came a twist I never saw coming. One evening, I found a letter tucked in the journal, written in unfamiliar handwriting. It was from Ms. Harper's sister, dated decades ago, addressed to anyone who finds this. She wrote about her abusive marriage, her fear of being forgotten, and her hope that someone would remember her kindness. At the bottom, Ms. Harper had added a note. "Lily, I found this after my sister died. It's why I helped you. Keep your mom's light burning." I cried, realizing I wasn't alone. Someone else understood the pain of erasure. This stranger's letter, through Ms. Harper, gave me courage. I decided to confront Claire. I spent weeks digitizing Mom's last photo, printing copies, and hiding them around the house in books, under cushions, even in Claire's purse. Each one was a silent rebellion, a reminder that Mom couldn't be erased. One night, I taped the original Polaroid to the fridge with a note. "Her name is Emily. Say it." Claire found it at breakfast and froze, her face twisting with rage. "This is childish, Lily," she snapped, ripping it down. But Dad, who'd been silent for too long, finally spoke. "No, Claire, you went too far." The room stilled. Dad's voice trembled, but his words were firm. "Emily was my wife, Lily's mother. You don't get to decide she didn't exist." Claire's mask cracked, her voice rising in defense, but Dad cut her off. "I should have stopped you sooner." He turned to me, eyes wet. "I'm sorry, Lily. I failed you both." For the first time in years, he said Mom's name Emily out loud, like a vow. Claire moved out a month later. Dad and I started rebuilding. We framed Mom's restored photo, hung it in the living room, and talked about her openly. I kept writing in the journal, adding new memories as they surfaced. Ms. Harper became a friend, her stories of her sister weaving into mine. I learned that grief doesn't fade, but it can transform into love, into strength, into stories that no fire can touch. Looking back, I see the cost of silence and the power of speaking out. Claire tried to burn Mom's memory, but she couldn't burn my heart. Dad's regret taught him to fight for what matters. And Ms. Harper's unexpected kindness showed me I wasn't alone. If you've ever lost someone, hold their memory tight. Write it, speak it, live it. Because no one, not time, not fire, not cruelty can take away a love you refuse to let go.